Welcome back to another update of the jump gate mod. So while trying out different scenarios with the existing jump gates and playtesting it and debugging it in multiplayer and dedicated servers, I've noticed a small flaw in the whole design, which is how to use them in survival mode when another mod that I'm working on or that I've in the backlog is disabling any kind of jump drive functionality of the vanilla jump drives. Because the idea behind it is to use jump gates as the main transport option for traveling vast distances throughout the system. Well, you can build jump gates and you can connect them, but that requires you to be on the other end of that line and set up the other gate and connect the two with each other. So how do you get to that other place? For example, when you're starting off at an Earth-like planet, head to space, build your base on an asteroid. How do you make a connection to something like Mars, for example? Well, the solution to that problem is an alternative to the jump gates, also part of that mod, which for now I've dubbed the Hyperspace Catapult. It uses the same frame blocks as with the jump gates, still using the temporary model of the interior wall. Each block, like the jump gates, defines how much mass can be transported with that structure. It has a lot of idle power draw and also power spikes whenever you transfer something through it, and has its own controller block, the Hyperspace Catapult controller. Same as with the jump gates, you have accessibility controls, so people that only either yourself or are in your faction or everyone on the server can use that catapult. And similar to the blind jump of jump drives, you can define a fixed distance how far something is being transported through that catapult. There's also the option to select a timer block that is getting triggered once something tries to enter that chamber and a countdown starts. So if we head into that ship, once we get into that chamber, similar to the jump drive, the countdown starts, and once I leave that chamber again, the countdown stops. I'm still working on the details of the animation and also the cancellation of the event, but like with the jump drives or jump gates, this here also works without me being the actual controlling player. So once that ship enters the chamber, the jump sequence or catapult sequence in this case will be initiated, and after 10 seconds we will see that ship being transported 5,000 kilometers away from our position. Off we go. Again, I'm still working on the details of animation or particle placement and orientation. But that's the basic idea behind it. So you have your asteroid base and you want to travel from that to another planet like Mars. You would build a catapult pointing at Mars and get yourself with a mobile base over there, build another jump gate, connect the two with each other, and you have an instant travel option. In contrast to a delayed fixed position kind of orientation catapultation. Now, still, the main problem is how do I know how far I need to travel? Because, for example, if I'm coming from here, let's put in a GPS location so we know where we came from. And let's say we came from a Earth-like planet that is the 5,000 kilometers away that the catapult is launching us towards. Well, for that, there's the other ship. For that, I've added another standalone mod that is being providing, or that provides an API that other mods like the jump gate mod can attach themselves to and provide more data for it. And that is a new script for LCD screens. So if you go to the LCD screens or panels of your cockpit, in this case the integrated cockpit, I can scroll down and have a gravity scanner app active, which of course I can configure like with any other script to my liking. So let's take a bit of cyan for the color and everything, and black background. I need to have an ore detector on board. Orientation doesn't matter, it just needs to be there and active. And once it's active, the script starts to work. And if I look, for example, at this Earth-like planet over there, you can see it will show me where the gravitational field of that planet is starting. So the planet is a bit more than 10,000 kilometers away, but the 10,133 kilometers is where the gravitational field of that planet is starting. And if I look over here, I have another planet, in this case a Mars-like planet. And if I look a bit further to the side, you notice like a single bar next to the planet being shifting around. That is the moon that is next to the planet. So the planet itself is its gravitational field is starting at 5,900 kilometers. The moon at 6,100, sorry, not a native speaker. And you can also see what the mod provides. So in this case, an anomaly that is starting in roughly 5,000 kilometers. And that is our jump gate and catapult that was in that position. So with that, you can hunt for encounter-based placed jump gates and catapults that you might see in the world. That's something I'm still working on. You can find yourselves or your own structures if you lost them, or even that of other players. I might add another block to the system that allows hiding of your own gate from the visibility, like a disruption in the gravitational field or something like that. And you can identify how far you need to point your catapult to reach those other planets. So yeah, I'm still working on all the details, especially balancing and component costs for all the different structure types, and at some point we'll also have to build proper models for the new blocks, but for now that's the current state. And yeah, thanks for watching. Keep a lookout for new updates on the channel for releases of that gravity scanner mod and also the jump gate mod itself. And thanks for watching, and see you in space.